to our upper semis. Here we go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the Korean Protoss. It is Classic. And again, really impressive. Again, we have seen Classic take down Gumiho multiple times over the past couple of days, so it's been impressive to see him bring him down. But how does he compare to MaxPax? Again, MaxPax, he has some incredible PvP. He is devastating in this matchup. But what I will say is that Classic has been following suit for Hero. I guess I may as well talk about it. I was talking about earlier how during the off-season of EPT, Hero has been embracing the MaxPax Gate Cyber Expand more often than not. And once Hero started doing it more often, all the other Korean Protosses, I'm talking about Trap, Classic, Nightmare, and Creator, they all followed suit. And they've also been going for these more economic openers in PvP as well. So this is something that Classic has been embracing as well, and we'll see how he deals with MaxPax. So far, mirrored builds. Mirrored build so far, going for the Gate Cyber Expand. Double gas opener out of MaxPax, single gas out of Classic. What does this tell us? This tells us that MaxPax, he is willing to go for a Stargate before the Nexus. MaxPax, he is willing to. Classic, less so. Classic, he's more committed in. There it is, Nexus before Stargate. So a greedier build here at a Classic. The reason for this, no gas. No gas here for Classic, so he does cut corners. He is more economic, and now the pressure is on MaxPax. Now it's on MaxPax to punish the greed of Classic. Pylon gets thrown down. Pylon is on the way. Now the purpose of this pylon is for a shield battery. If the pylon finishes, MaxPax can throw down 2 shield batteries. He can reinforce with Zealots, with Stalkers, with Oracles, with Phoenixes, and try to break him here and now. Ooh, but the pylon is going to be cancelled for the time being. Is trying to disrupt the build here. Does spot the initial unit. Zealot has arrived, and MaxPax, he keeps this probe alive. Does keep it alive. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Is there a Stargate or not? So far, no Stargate. Not yet from Classic. And again, MaxPax, he's intentionally delaying his base. He's delaying his expansion, delaying his natural. As we do see Classic's probes being hunted down, MaxPax does expand, Stargate is done, and we should be seeing the Oracle. Oracle should be on the way. As Classic, he waits for the probe to fall before throwing anything down. What is it going to be? What do you have for us? Stargate, Robo, Twilight Council. Does fully wall... Okay. Does fully wall off. Is keeping MaxPax in the dark. Classic has got 200 gas. Like, what's the plan? Where's the tech? What's going on? Getting up to 300 gas. Oracle's on the way. Second Oracle as well. There's no anti-air, so probes are going to be going down. Classic, he's in trouble. No shield battery. Like, what's happening? the Oracle has arrived. Probe's going to be going down. He gets 1, he gets 2. Going for the Sentry as well. The Sentry will survive. But a nice start here for MaxPax, getting 3 probes. Gateway's under fire. Second Oracle's on the way. And, yeah, there's just not really much that Classic has to work with. Losing more probes. 5, 6, 7. This is becoming too much. This is getting out of hand. No shield battery in the main. Now we see the Twilight Council, but I'll be honest, I don't think this is intentional. I think this is just maybe forgotten. Like, we just had a lot of gas for quite some time. Oracle gets owned away. I mean, Classic does hold, but Classic, he's falling behind in workers. Or I should say, he doesn't have the lead that he otherwise would have liked. Classic still does maintain an advantage. This gateway, it is going to go down. Another Oracle has arrived. Nice force fields locking down the Adept, but the gateway does fall. And we'll see if Classic can try to keep up here. As again, MaxPax, he has been catching up. Oracle threatens a dive. Second Oracle does slip in. Classic not quite in position. Loses another probe. Another worker goes down. And another. As MaxPax, he's just pulling Classic apart and just punishing the lack of shield battery. Ay, ay, ay. For those that are curious, one shield battery will protect a mineral line for one Oracle, and that's typically the response, but Classic, he's been cutting corners, and it's worth it if you're able to keep up, but so far he hasn't. How many dead workers? 13. This has not been worth sacrificing those shield batteries or skipping them. As 13 workers have gone down. Behind this, MaxPax is getting a third base. Oh, also, my apologies, I don't think I opened... Did I open predictions? Yeah, sorry, my bad. My apologies, but there we go. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. I was just enamored by talking about the PvP matchup, so I do apologize at the start of the game. But it is a little bit late. Upon hearing this message, predictions are open for 2 minutes. So if you can hear me, place your bets while you can. Don't forget for this series. As we're still in game 1. Classic rushing into the... He's crazy. Rushing into the gold. Classic being quite greedy, and Classic is behind worker-wise. Like, he is falling behind economically, so the gold base will help him catch up. Will help. Sentry goes down. Nice pick up here from MaxPax. Going to be reinforcing. Stage trap set up. Another sentry going to be falling. And he wants the other. He wants the third sentry. He gets it. He gets 3 sentries. 3 sentries go down. MaxPax trying to bait Classic to chase him into the stasis. One Stalker falls up. Oh my god, that was close. That was very close. Classic has to be so careful. I'm not so certain he has spotted the stasis. Don't know if he knows. Oracle towards the main. Oracle does run the main base. Classic rotating, catches the first Oracle. Finally, first Oracle does go down. There's still one more here at the natural. Stalkers a poke in. Wardi once again trying to force out the bait. Up, ooh, and it will connect. Classic didn't quite notice. 5 Stalkers get caught. Shield battery is done. But another stasis from behind. Oh my god. The stasis traps, they just keep popping up. And with that, Max actually does have the Stalker advantage. Does reinforce coming in from behind, collapsing on the army. And despite the shield battery overcharge, or the energy overcharge, Max actually will outtrade the army. Stasis, though, they are running out. Classic, he holds. Does hold on. Behind this, third base getting saturated, getting to +1, into charge, into a gateway composition. And after all said and done, MaxPax is ahead economically. Does have the economic lead. Classic, the gold base is helping, but it's not enough to overcome. It's not enough to surpass the advantage that MaxPax has, as MaxPax even getting a 4th. And both players are. We'll see if Classic can maintain himself. We go. EBT, PvP, and PvT. Yeah, I mean, that was EBT Europe for a long time. I mean, it still is, but... I mean, it did help MaxPax in those matchups, 100%. Did benefit him. As MaxPax does rotate. Classic out of position. The 4th base is exposed. Can he get it? Can he force a cancel? 2 more volleys. Up. Una mas. Can he get it? He can. 100%. He will get a kill. Ooh, not a cancel. That should not have happened. 400 minerals down the drain. MaxPax moving in. Classic forces a recall. And more probes are going down as well. Classic just getting pulled apart. Ay, ay, ay. Losing a base. 5 probes and a shield battery. Over here, MaxPax, he can pull away. Classic, he does attempt to punish. Catches a couple of Stalkers. Not bad. Couple of Stalkers go down. Even more. Nice pickups, but again, in a longer game stage, Max actually does have a lead as he does harass across the map. 5 more probes, 10 in total. Classic stuck on 3 bases, and at this point, he's all in. At this point, Classic is committed. And he is up in army supply. And MaxPax needs time to warp in. The stasis up! Up! Oh my god, stasis goes up, Prism goes down, massive sniper here on MaxPax. Yeah, he has a high ground, he has a concave as well. It is in favor of the red Protoss. Now Classic pulling away, sorry, MaxPax pulling away. Does pull back, reinforcing. Picks up more Stalkers. Alright, MaxPax looking solid. And soon to be outproducing his opponent. Classic still maintains a Stalker lead. It's how many? It's 25. Sorry, it's 34 to 25. Ah, no, he runs into another stasis. Stalker advantage doesn't mean much here. Not like this. MaxPax just buying more time. Setting up more stasis traps. Classic waiting for his War Prism, waiting to reinforce. I wouldn't believe he can still pull this off. As DTs they get across the map, Probe's going to be going down. Oof. They bust into the natural, and Classic commits. Once again, the Prism falls. Chargers, they trickle in. They do a great job at buffering, great job at supporting. And more Zealots have arrived. And with that, Max actually will take the better fight. Another stasis goes up, catching out more units. And Classic is running out of steam. He's just running out of army. Now coming in with more Zealots, diving on the Stalkers. But Max actually is warping in 8 Stalkers at a time. Again, he has the defender's advantage. Will overwhelm. Catching out the Stalkers. The Immortal arrives as well. And Classic is down to his last legs. At the same time, there's still a DT in the main, forcing a recall. More Stalkers go down. And Classic is trying to race back. Oh, there's no detection. No. Observer just now coming in. And now MaxPax, he's defended. He gains map control, moving out for his own counterattack, going for the gold. As the pylons are falling, Immortal has arrived. The Chargers, they will help out, but the Chargers of MaxPax, they arrive as well. MaxPax, he has more than enough. He breaks through. GG gets called. And MaxPax takes game number 1. GG. Does take a lead in the series, and MaxPax, he's 1 game away from making it to the grand finals. Uno más. Uno más is all he needs. And Classic, he's up against the wall. Again, it was a more greedy, more economic opener out of Classic, but he cut a lot of corners. If you recall, I personally was a little bit shocked to see that Classic didn't throw down tech early on, and despite seeing the Stargate, Classic did not throw down a shield battery. It is risky. It is very risky to see a Stargate opener and to not throw down shield batteries in your mineral lines. As we saw, Classic got abused for it. He lost 13 workers. 13 probes went down because of, partly because of the lack of shield batteries, and MaxPax was just pulling Classic apart. Despite the initially more greedy build out of Classic, he fell behind. Did fall behind. To try to make up for it, he rushed into the gold. If you remember, that's when MaxPax did punish the gold base as well with those stasis traps. And able to connect economically behind it. With that, GG. GG, well played, and now we're getting into game number 2. We are loading into ley lines. Let's go. And we'll see how our players do adjust. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Psystorm Gaming, 1 game away from making it to the grand finals. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Protoss player from South Korea. Down in this series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Classic. Here we go. The players are sitting up, and MaxPax should once again be going for a gateway cybercore into an expansion, into a more economic opener. Classic, as I mentioned before, a lot of the Korean Protosses have been embracing this even on maps like ley lines. I'm curious if Classic will go for an economic opener as well and mirror his opponent, or double gateway. As there it is, a 2-gate opener at a Classic. Now with a 2-gate opener, I'm going to be following this probe, and we have potential for a 1-base all-in for a proxy. And we'll see if Classic does embrace that 1-base all-in. MaxPax dipping with the probe, does confirm the 2-gate opener. And MaxPax, his goal here is to look for the second pylon. He's looking for the pylon. And as we can see, the pylon is not at home. The pylon is across the map. As Classic is in position. And at this point, MaxPax knows. Yeah, he does know, he is aware. What I'm referring to here is that MaxPax, when in the early game of PvP, you move in with the probe and you're looking for the pylon. The pylon is missing. MaxPax knows that, and he knows it's somewhere out on the map. Now, this could be a very real proxy or a fake proxy pylon instead. Now, Classic, he throws down the pylon, he abandons it, he does scout ahead of time, and the probe is revealed. And because of that, we can see that it's more of a fake out, trying to force an overreaction out of MaxPax. This is not the beginning of an all-in. Not yet. So Classic just trying to get into MaxPax's head. Behind this, MaxPax going for the Stargate before Nexus, which is standard for MaxPax. Very safe opener, or safe follow-up. Going for the Stargate. And you can see MaxPax doesn't flinch. He will expand. So the Nexus has been placed. A Classic opening up Robo. Okay. So, a lot's happening right now. On the one hand, Classic, he is not proxying, true, but it still looks like a one-base all-in. So, this pylon can be used to reinforce. It can be used to reinforce. Initially, sure, there is no proxy, but it is still a big commitment here, and the probe is right. The Adept does spot it. Yeah, big scout. Probe goes down, massive delay. I believe Classic want to throw down a proxy gateway, as Classic has no expansion. The Adept does zone away. Classic forced to wall up. And Classic, his build has been disrupted. As I'm pretty sure he did want that gateway and did want a reinforcement point. Classic poking in. Trying to threaten the low ground, threatening the expansion. And gets a probe. Adept keeping Classic pinned. The Robo is done. And the Prism's on the way. Again, as a reminder, one base all in. One base all in here from Classic. Meanwhile, MaxPax, he realizes he's in danger. Void Rays on the way. Void Rays are amazing defensively in this matchup. That's really their only purpose. They don't really scale well into a longer game, but early game defense, Void Rays are ideal. But they can be ideal. I would say that maybe an Immortal is a little bit better, but you know, Void Rays have their place. As the Void Ray has arrived. Stasis Trap is done. We have 3 shield batteries behind this. MaxPax is just slowly building up that Void Ray count. Likewise, moving out with that Oracle. Does threaten the main base. Stalkers are in position. And Classic making his way, rotating into the main. The shield batteries are quite ready. But MaxPax, he does spot the army. He rotates in time. He wants the Prism. Oh my god. Does it extend? A lot of hits go up. The Void Ray's in danger. Void Ray goes down. Massive pickup. Void Ray does fall. Second Void Ray does arrive, but that was a big misstep there from MaxPax to overextend. And Classic, he capitalized on that mistake. Does capitalize on it. Again, there's still a very tense defense here from MaxPax. To throw away that first Void Ray was a brutal moment. But he can still recover. As Classic is still reinforcing, he's got 3 gates. Warping and stalkers across the map. Classic pushing in. Now Classic, he does see the Stasis Trap. Thankfully, he is aware. Prismatic alignment is activated. Again, he's got 3 shield batteries behind this. About to be 4 shield batteries. Second pylon as well. 1 Stalker falls. Yeah, bit of miscontrol there by Classic. Didn't save the Stalker. Saves the other though. So nice pick of micro towards the end. Classic putting in. Oh, another Stalker goes down. Every Stalker counts. Another Stalker falls as well. And another. 4 Stalkers fall. Getting a 5th as well. And that's too many losses. Too many losses here. When you're all in like this, you have to preserve that army. You have to preserve those Stalkers. Another one falls. And Classic is running out of steam. He's running out of steam at this point. Oh my god, as the army just melts. GG, and MaxPax, he will take the series 2-0. Will advance on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax did have some miscontrol or a misstep there when it came to losing that first Void Ray, but we saw that Classic, he got a little bit too excited, and he did miss some of those units there when it comes to juggling with that Warp Prism. He needed to preserve their Stalkers. He lost too many too quickly with that. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax, he defends, he snowballs out of control, and we have our 2 finalists here. It's going to be a PvP between MaxPax and Hero. Here we go.